What's up, everybody? This is Fred Ricciani of TSC News. We have gathered here tonight, January 14th, 2017, to mourn the loss of Brock Osweiler's relevance. You see, Brock Osweiler, he looked okay with the Denver Broncos. Filled in for Peyton Manning, helped him get to a Super Bowl. Much respect for him. Got a Super Bowl ring as a backup. John Elway offered him several millions upon millions of dollars. The Texans offered him even more millions of dollars. Brock Osweiler, being the smart businessman he is, took more money. Went to Houston. They just barely won the AFC South because that division is just a drizzling, you know what? The Colts, for whatever reason, just couldn't get it together with Ryan Grigson and Chuck Pagano and Jim Irsay taking Peyton Manning for granted all those years ago. Well, so much for that. So here we had the Texans versus the Patriots. The last time the Texans played the Patriots earlier in the 2016 season, we had them lose 27-0. We saw them lose 27-0 to Jacoby Brissett, the third-string quarterback in Madden and in real life. In Madden, he's actually rated a 72, I think, or a 74, which I think is a higher rating than Brock Osweiler in Madden. Now, maybe I'm in a salty mood because I have a franchise mode, Dynasty, and for whatever reason, after completing one of the seasons, a couple of my players randomly disappeared. It's an infamous Madden glitch. Well, I'll tell you what wasn't a glitch. Brock Osweiler playing decent in the first half, and then throwing not one, not two, but three mother-freaking interceptions. What annoyed me even more? You got Tom Savage, no relation to Fred Savage or Ben Savage, on the sideline, on the bench. Bill O'Brien, there's rumors that he may not be back. Maybe he doesn't get along with Bob McNair. Maybe he's a little too rowdy, a little too blunt. Whatever the case may be, this might be Bill O'Brien's last game with the Houston Texans. So why not play Tom Savage? Why not play the man who may be the 14th cousin of Macho Man Randy Savage, who, until he suffered a concussion a few weeks ago, was playing pretty damn well? Well, for whatever reason, he kept Brock Osweiler in the game. At one point, it was 14-13 New England. The Texans were just 1 point away from tying the game, and of course, a score from getting the lead. The Texans defense did everything they could, and eventually they lost steam because, you know what? They were playing against the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady and his high-powered offense, but kudos to them. They got Tom Brady to throw 2 interceptions when he hadn't thrown more than 2 all year. In the regular season, crazy, right? They weren't able to hold Julian Edelman, who had 8 receptions for 137 yards, but they did sack Brady a couple times. But at the end of the day, the offense of the Texans failed them. The great defensive effort. Maybe if Tom Savage was there. Maybe, just maybe, if Tom Savage was there, if the ghost of Brian Hoyer was there, if the ghost of Matt Schaub's confidence was there, maybe, just maybe, they would have scored the upset. But instead, Brock Osweiler stayed in the game, stayed being lame, and by God, the New England Patriots, for a record 6th straight time, are going to the AFC title game. The final score, 34-16. Brock Osweiler, yearly salary of $18 million. I got to say this. Brock, you got your money. You seem like a nice guy. I'm happy you at least kind of sort of won a playoff game, albeit against Connor Cook, third stringer of the Oakland Raiders. But I think you're gone. I think your relevance is done. Now, granted, the Texans are going to owe him a lot of money, but I think they're going to move on. Perhaps he'll be the starter going into the preseason, but you better believe if there's going to be somebody available via free agency, via trade. I don't know, Tony Romo? Jay Cutler, who the hell knows? I could see him certainly at least attempting to move on from Brock Osweiler. Now, if they move on from Bill O'Brien, a guy who's taken him to the playoffs 3 straight seasons, I think that's a little preposterous, if you ask me. But then again, when you're the Houston Texans, who have never made it past the divisional round, it is what it is. What it is. Also want to give a special shout out to Dion Lewis. This guy was just an absolute stud. Kick return for a touchdown. I believe he also had a rushing touchdown. Yep, rushing touchdown. 13 carries, 41 yards. Just ridiculous, man. This was just a beatdown after a while. You're waiting. You're waiting. You're waiting. You're just waiting for the Texans offense to do something semi-explosive. They did not. Just quite unfortunate, man. It really is. Quite unfortunate. I also want to give a special shout out to former Rutgers alum, Devin McCourty. I'm a Rutgers boy as well. It's nice seeing him and Mr. Mohamed Sanu do well. But, man, oh, man, I do not want to hear anything about Brock Osweiler. I don't want to see Brock Osweiler play. I don't want to see his amazing 4 or 5 yards per pass attempts, okay? I'm tired of it, okay? You got Tom Savage, go Savage. If you don't want to go Savage, get a real name freaking quarterback. This defense deserves better. But, folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the Patriots hosting the AFC title game? Who do you think they're going to face? What do you see being the Super Bowl matchup this year? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this memoriam of Brock Osweiler's career, leave a comment. Tweet me. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. Until next time, as always, enjoy the games, except the ones Brock Osweiler's playing.